I shot 77 today with 2 penalty shots, 2 3 putts, a shank, and 2 birdies. Welcome to the Good Rounds pod, where I talk about the round of golf I had today, and hopefully it was a good round. Today it was a 77, which is not bad. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bogeys and a double bogey and 2 birdies. So that's nice. The 2 birdies really help because that's a lot of bogeys. So let's start with the highlight of the round. So I swear I almost had a hole-in-one today. I hit the pin. I think I hit the pin and had a nice little tap in for birdie on the 8th hole. It was very nice. I had about 165 yards, a little up the hill, downwind. And I hit this beautiful, best shot of the day. I hit this beautiful little 8-iron cut, like 3 yards, maybe like a 3-yard cut, just pretty. I landed about 5 feet, 8 feet short of the pin and ended up being just a little right of the hole, about a foot away. And from the trajectory, I would have thought it would have been a little past the hole.
Birdie.
So I think we hit the pin. Like, I think it was actually could have gone in. So somebody should have been in there and ready to pull the pin, because I swear golf balls don't go in the hole if the pin is in the hole, okay? A lot of people disagree with that. You got to take the pin out if you want the ball to go in. So I'm going to have some guy standing out there next time I play that hole to pull out the pin. But yeah, that was great. So tap in birdie there, that's really nice. That always feels good when you're not, sweating over a 8-footer or something like that. It's just no stress. Tap it in, that's your birdie. So that was nice. And that birdie followed a couple bad holes. So it was needed. I needed that one. Yeah, great. Almost a hole-in-one. So I'm still waiting. I'm on a 17? Oh my goodness. It's going to be an 18-year drought this year. Could be a full-grown adult if you were born the day the day I got my first hole-in-one. I was 9 years old. It's been downhill ever since. So, yeah. So when I made that birdie, I was 4 over through 7 holes. So it was not going super well. Like, the first 5 holes were very good. So the first hole, I crushed a drive perfect and then had a 52-degree up, hit it right into the middle of the green, easy money. Then I had like a 25-footer, didn't give it a good putt. Didn't have a great chance. It didn't really have a chance to go in, but par. First hole par. Thank you. I'll take it and run away. So that was nice. Then the next hole was a little ugly. It got a little not too nice on the next hole. It's a short par 4 with a creek, and it's downhill all the way to the creek. So you can't really hit your driver. You can't really hit a wood because you'll end up in the creek. So I pulled out a 3-iron, and I just hit this yucky, just a bad golf shot. The one I hate the most is this thin, off the heel, fade. It's more like a slice. Just, it doesn't go anywhere, and it feels bad. Just nothing about it is redeeming. It's just a bad golf shot. And so it doesn't usually get you in trouble, but it doesn't go very far, and it doesn't feel good. So we hit that off the tee. We roll up. I'm like 166 with a big downhill lie. And I think, okay, well, I'm going to hit my 8-iron. Or do I want to hit a 7-iron and not take a little bit off the 7-iron? Because we have a downhill lie, so it's going to land and roll. And so I was like, well, think 8-iron. Because if I fly the 8-iron 160 and it lands and rolls out to like 163, maybe it does roll all the way back there to the back pin. But a 7-iron, if I fly the 7-iron to the pin, it's going to land on the pin and then roll over the back. Then I got a really hard chip because it's a back pin. So those were the thoughts going through my head. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just grab 8-iron because that's a little better. If I'm a little short, that's okay. Over the back, I thought was bad. I was like, we don't want to be long. But I wasn't really sure, that's the problem with golf, okay? You need to have delusional confidence in your decision. Like, even if it is the wrong choice, maybe 7-iron was right. But in my head, I need to be fully like, no, 8-iron. We're going to hit it like this. This is the way to do it. but I was second guessing myself. I wasn't fully set. And that was similar with the tee shot too. So I also, my 3-iron tee shot, I was standing over the ball and I felt a little weird. I wasn't really sure. I was like, I don't know about this. Am I aiming in the right place? I just wasn't set. And sometimes you just got to take a breath, take a step back, and then stand over the ball again until you feel right. You don't want to, pace a play and all, but you can take a step back and readjust. So I hit that bad 3-iron because I was indecisive, and then standing with this 8-iron in my hand, I kind of swing hard at it because my mind's like, can I even get my 8-iron that far? Like in the conditions, because it's also into wind. So it's into the wind, but I have the downhill lie. So I'm like, I'm all jumbled, and I hit this terrible golf shot. This 8-iron was not nice. I ended up being like 25 yards, maybe 30 yards short. Like it wasn't even close. So that was pretty bad. And then I'm in this really awkward chip. I'm like, ooh, what do I do here? So I had my 52 degree and my 60 degree. And again, I'm in this indecisive mode. I'm like, which club do I choose? Because with the 60 degree, I didn't have as much green to work with as I thought. So I wanted to fly it up with the 60, land it on like the crest of the hill, and then have it kind of roll down. But landing on the down slope, it might kick forward and go too far. Or if you end up landing short of the down slope, you're gonna hit into the, so there was a hump in my way. So if I hit the hump with my 60 degree, it's just gonna hit and then stop and be at the top of the hill. That's bad. If I fly it too far, land on the down slope, and it kicks and goes over the back, that's also not good. So I'm like, okay, maybe not the 60. I think 52 degree, we hit it into the hill, it pops up, and then, hits the top of the hill and then rolls down. I was thinking that might be a better way to do it. But I think the margin for error with that 52 degree shot is a lot harder, because if I hit it too hard and it flies and I land on the downslope, then you're really gone. So again, indecisive, and it led to my demise. So I two-chipped. I picked the 52 degree, and I hit it way too hard. I don't airmail the green, but I'm like way off. I'm like 5 yards long. It's like, okay, that's not what you want. But yeah, we didn't adjust the camera, because if you're two-chipping, you're not adjusting the camera. You're just like, this is where pace of play. Like, you're recording when you're playing golf. Got to have some respect for the people around. And like the guys I was playing with were awesome. So that was awesome. Like, it's really nice. Very encouraging. I've never ran into any problem with someone playing while I'm recording, which has been really nice. But you're not readjusting if you two-chip. You haven't earned that right, okay? So I had to go back there, and I had my 60 degree now, and I had to chip it up, because it's a little down off the back. So I had to chip it up on, and I almost chipped it in. That might have been one of the best chips of the day. So that was great. It would have been nice to chip in, because that would have been a sick par. But yeah, 2 chips suck. But that one kind of worked out. I bogeyed. So there's my first bogey on the second hole. And I go, okay, well, 3 indecisive shots. I just got to, commit to your shot, Matthieu. Just pick the shot. You're all in, okay? And so that was what we tried to move forward with. Then the next 2 holes were pretty well again. I hit killer drives, like pounded my driver on both of them. And then the third hole is a par 4. So I had a 60 degree at a weird yardage. So like my wedges today were in tough spots, because I haven't, we're early in the season. So I haven't really tuned in between like 105 yards to 75 yards is a tough area for me right now. Trying to figure out, when do I pull out the 52 degree and do some, and when do I pull out the 60 degree, and how hard do you hit it? This type of thing. Like the feel shots aren't super dialed right now. So I was like 70 yards, 60 degree. I hit it okay, but I just misjudged a little short. But a makeable putt. So I had so this was an actual good birdie chance, this one. It was straight. Like, I was on the fringe, so I couldn't line it up super great. But it was a straight putt for birdie. And I was about 15 feet, 20 feet maybe. So it was makeable, and we missed. So there's an opportunity kind of gone. Next one, par 5. So I crushed my drive, as I mentioned. Now I was 240 or 238 or something, maybe 220. I don't exactly recall, but pretty far in the like first cut rough. The rough doesn't really exist right now because it's dead, so it barely counts as rough. I hit my hybrid tight lies Adams golf thing, super sick golf
Cut
club.
some more. Cut some
I hit this
more.
perfect, beautiful high little cut thing, but landed in the green side bunker, pin high. I'm like, well, we can get up and down from a bunker for a birdie. And I hit a pretty bad bunker shot. It was a weird bunker. Like the positioning was weird. There was a lot of sand. It was hard to judge. But another makeable, like, it wasn't a tap in after my bunker shot, which you would prefer. If I'm chipping for eagle, if I have to get up and down for a birdie, you'd like it to be a tap in or at least like 6 feet or something. But I was like 15 feet. Another makeable birdie putt. Terrible putt. Just disgustingly awful. Like, very bad.
Ugh.
The putting was not good today. So that sucked. And then tap it in for par. It's like, okay, well, I'm 1 over through 3, and I had 3 okay looks at birdie. You go, well, whatever. Putter's not hot. It's okay. It's a numbers game. Just get a couple more of those, and you'll make a putt.
201.
Next hole is par 3. Long par 3. 201, wind coming across from the right. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to hit a fade cut into the wind so the wind sort of stops it. And also that's kind of how the green looks. Like the green kind of works that way. So it's a nice way to attack this hole. And there's a bunker short right. So if you over fade it, you could end up in this bunker. And so I hit a 4-iron. Beautiful. One of the best shots I hit today. And I overcut it a little bit, but I was able to fly the bunker. So I ended up in the back right of the green, pin high, 20 feet. Like another putt, another birdie putt, makeable. Missed it. So unlucky. 4 good opportunities at birdie. We missed all of them on the first 5 holes. And then it started to get rough out there. So this is where the rocks, we were hitting rocks. If I was a boat, I was sinking after the next couple holes. I heel pulled
Sit down.
my driver, like almost a shank, like just such like a terrible shot. Penalty shot. So there's your first penalty shot. I'm hitting a 52-degree downhill, downwind, 106 super front pin. I hit it kind of thin, and it ends up way at the back of the green. Then I 3-putt. I was like, oh my God. So there's my double bogey. Ouch. That one hurt. So a lot of good looks at birdie, and then a 3-putt for a double. Now I'm 3 over. And it's like, ooh, we could have been cooking in this round, but that's okay. It's like, all right, let it slide. I may have almost shanked my driver, but it's fine. We get to the next one. And now I pull hook it into another stratosphere, into the water. There's water on the left on this next hole. Penalty shot. So I'm back-to-back penalty shots with my driver. So this time I didn't 3-putt. I hit the green, and then I 2-putted. We got our bogey. We'll take it. Bogey with a penalty shot. It's like, all right, whatever. And then the next hole, this is where the highlight comes in. So we had those 2 terrible holes back-to-back. And then I hit this awesome 8-iron, and it kind of revives me. I'm like, nice. I am good. I can do this. So we have our birdie on number 8 and then number 9. So I've now hit 2 like terrible drivers. Like one was like a shank pull kind of heel thing. And then the next one was this like pull snap hook into the ocean. And so I'm like, okay, pull up the driver. You got this. And what do? I hit just I move on it the whole way, and I hit this huge push slice, such a big slice that I slice it over top of a pond into another hole. So, but not like onto the fairway. Like it wasn't so bad that I was okay on a fairway. I was on a hill. So the pond like has grass that like funnels into it. So there's like this big kind of like hill on the pond, like before the pond. So I'm standing, baseball swing. The ball is like eye level with me, and I'm baseball swinging to get it back to my fairway. I hit an 8-iron. It's just like it hooks like crazy because of the stance is like wild. But yeah, I hit it pretty well, like for all things considered, and that was nice. And then we hit a what would I? It was like 150 to the pin from there. So I'm like, okay, par five. This was a par five, so it was okay. Par five, 9 holes, ninth hole. I'm 150. If I can hit the green, I can actually make birdie. Hit it close, hit it medium. I'm not even close. Just hit the green, make a putt. And it was into the wind. I was 150. I was like, well, maybe if I don't want to swing hard at a 9 here. Maybe if I pull back a bit on an 8. And I hit it, and I thought I hit it, like, really well. I thought I had a perfect distance. I thought I judged it well. Wrong. Very wrong. I was short.
What?
And left. And, it was a pretty tough chip, but I hit it well. I hit a very good chip, in fact. And so I was able to get up and down. So I got away with par. So I have hit now 3 terrible drivers in a row. 2 that are pull hooks. 1 is a complete push slice. And so now you're in your own head. You're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? How do I fix this? Can it be fixed? The answer is probably not. So now I'm in my own head. I'm like a mental case. I'm a mental patient. And I think, how do I do this? What do I do? I didn't know what to do. And so I hit my driver again and hit not necessarily a push slice. This one was just a slice. So I was like, okay, we progress, perhaps. But I still ended up kind of in the woods. Like I was on a pile of leaves, like underneath a tree, and I had to punch it under another tree. And I was 220 yards away on a par 4. And I had my 3-iron. I was like, okay, well, I've done this shot enough. I know how to punch out of trees. Trust me. So I hit it great, actually. Punched the 3 underneath one tree, but over another tree. Pretty, very pretty. It probably went about 200 yards. So I was like 20 yards short. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good result. We can get up and down from here, and we can start cooking. And so, I pulled out my 52 degree because and I had lots of green to work with. Like I was in a great spot.
Nice spot.
The pin was on top of a tier. So it was like the front of the green sort of flat, like slowly going up, and then there's an uprise, and then there's the pin. And so I was thinking, okay, well, with my 52 degree, I can come in kind of low-ish, a low spinner, land at the base of that hill, second hop into the middle of the tier, and have it just pop up and just kind of roll out a bit or stop at the top of the hill. And I hit a great chip right where I was aiming, but I got a really bad bounce. Like on the spin was coming to the right. Basically, my ball hopped away from the hole instead of towards the hole with my spin. And so it ended up a little bit farther away than I would have thought for how well I hit the chip. So it was about like 8 feet for par. I'm like, ooh, we can make par. We can sink this putt. And then I just hit like the worst putt I've ever hit in my entire life. Like it was so bad. Just like push. Like I hit it way too hard, and I was like pushed it way outside. Like I missed by like 1.5 feet. I was like 8 feet away. I was like, how do you even do this? And I hit it so hard that I kind of had to sweat on the putt back. Yeah, so there's a bogey. So I'm having a pretty rough stretch here. Like thankfully I made that birdie on 8, and I got away with a par on number 9. But I am now, I'm 3 over in the last 5 holes or 4 holes. Yeah, 5 holes. So it's looking tough. And then I tee up a par 3, 179, I think it is, or 177. Pull out my 7-iron. It's downwind. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to swing too hard at this. And then I again do a similar shot to what I did on the second hole off the tee, where I mentioned I hit this like thin, heel iron shot that just feels terrible. And yeah, it was really not good. And I threatened to throw a golf club because
I'll throw a fucking club soon.
I was in a rough state of mind at that point. Because the driver not working well for you like that, you just lose it all. Like it just feels like it's all over. Like it's obviously you need to have some better mental fortitude, which is the process of golf, right? This is one of my early games of the year, right? So we're trying to get it back. We got to get the mental game back. But I was collapsing. I'm not going to lie to you. It was not going well. And then I hit this shot, right? Because I'd been hitting my irons really well. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. The driver's not cooking. You can kind of deal with it. It's like, it sucks, but like the next one will be fine. Like delusional. The next driver I'll hit will be good. But then you hit a bad shot in the area of your game that you've been playing well. And you think, well, now I can't do anything, you know? So I threatened to throw a golf club. I didn't, though. I restrained myself. And yeah, I was in a bunker, pin high. It actually would have been too much club if I hit it well. So, it might not have been good to actually hit the 7-iron well. But it's hard to believe I could hit an 8-iron that far. But there was a lot of wind out there. So then I hit a terrible bunker shot because the bunkers, I don't know, these bunkers are weird. It was super fluffy, but yeah, I just the bunker game's not clean right now. Normally, I like being in bunkers. They're fun. I actually enjoy the shot. It's like I see a shot and it actually is kind of fun. But now this one was a bad one. Chunked it, got it out at least, and then I walked up and chipped it again. And then, it was a good chip, so we just took it away. There's another bogey. So that's now 2 bogeys in a row and 4 over in the last 6 holes. I'm like, oh, geez. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? What are we? We're 5 over right now. If we go even on the rest, we shoot 77. Is that a bad score? No, it's not a bad score. And so I had a little mental reset. Okay, I was like, okay, you're gonna be fine. Like there's 2 par 5s between now and the end. Like you got some opportunities to make some birdies. Just stay in it. Keep the mental. And go. If I get my driver cooking again, maybe there's hope. And so we hit driver on the next one, and I hit a similar shot to the 10th hole, where it was a slice, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that far offline. And just the way this hole works, there's a big hill on the right side, so I hit the side of the hill and then came back in. And I hit it really well, so I was deep. I only was like 40 yards away from the hole because it was big downwind and downhill. This is a cool hole. So I was like, okay, we like this. I got a wedge in my hand, and then I hit a good wedge shot, and now I'm like 10 feet for birdie. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. We're kind of back. And then I just missed the putt, not another not good putt. So the putter was not my friend today. Normally, I love my putter.
Look at that roll.
Normally, I'm putting super well, and it goes really well. But it just wouldn't drop. So I got to get to the putting green tomorrow. We're putting. So we made par. That's good. And then disaster. I wouldn't say disaster, but then I'm just like 5 holes to go, 6 holes to play. Just made a par. Pretty easy par. Pull out the driver on this next hole. I'm like, okay. What do we got? Like, what's the issue here? I've been slicing them. In my head, I'm like, do I try to this is the worst idea I've ever had. I'm like, do I try to pull it on purpose? Like, do I try to pull it so I keep it down the line? Pull it down the line. Never try to do that on purpose when you're standing on the golf course. Maybe go to the driving range and do that, which I had been doing yesterday or 2 days ago. I was pulling them down the line occasionally. It's like, just imagine that one. And I completely shanked it. Like actually shanking a driver on the 13th hole at this place. It barely got past the front decks. So I'm like, now I'm just like, what is going on? Like I thought I was back, and now I'm like, this is disaster again. But I walk up, and now I have like my 3-wood, and I basically shank my 3-wood as well. I almost end up on the road. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I can get up and, can I get up and down from here? Like, probably not. This is an impossible chip shot. So I didn't even hit a good shot. I like chunk duff it a bit, and now I'm short again. So I'm chipping again. And then I hit actually a good chip to like a foot. So I tapped it in, and I go, that's only a 5? What's that? Shank a driver, basically shank a 3-wood, chunk a chip, hit a really good chip, tap it in. That's 5. Okay, it's not a disaster. It's only a bogey. So for some reason, this cope of I hit a shank and I made a bogey, like, kind of felt good. I was like, that was a good result, I guess. And yeah, so I go into the next hole, not thinking the world is over, which is good because now in my head I'm like, okay, well now to shoot 77, I need to be 1 under par, but there are 2 par 5s left. So I'm like, oh, that's easy. Easy. At least one of them. Like, no worries. So we get up to 14, pretty far par 5, but it's all downhill and it's usually all downwind as well. But the green is very tricky because the green is all downhill without a like run up area. Like you can't land short. Like it's not easy to hit this green because if you land on the green, you're landing on a downslope and then you're going to roll off the back. So it's a tough, and there's also a bunker short right that you can't, if you fly it over that bunker, you're probably going to be over the back. Like it's not an easy green at all. So it's not short. It's a pretty long par 5. It's like 509, but I hit my driver 340 yards on that hole because it's downhill and downwind and the green in the fairways are pretty hard. So I hit a bomb. Like there's my driver back. Like out of nowhere, I just shanked it. I literally just shanked my drive, and then I step up here and I make one little adjustment. I put the ball just a fraction farther up in my stance, and I just like threw the ball, like swing through the ball. Usually when I'm playing bad, I turn into just, you know how to hit a ball. Just stand up there and hit it as hard as you can. So basically, I just adjusted it a little bit forward and swung as hard as I could. And just this pure, beautiful, high, little baby fade, like monster drive, 340 down there. Like with regular conditions, it's probably close to touching 300 or like 295. Like it was a beast. But yeah, 340,
175
monster drive. Now I'm like 179, and I pull out my 8-iron. I'm like, yeah, like I know this hole. Like you can airmail this green because it's downhill, downwind. Like I just hit a drive 340. Like this hole, the ball goes. So I hit a pretty good 8-iron, a little bit thin, and it was too much. Like I landed middle of the green with an 8-iron. And it just rolled all the way off the back, like not even trickle over the back. Like it was pretty gone.
Wow.
So
big gust of wind right as I hit.
Now I'm over the back. Not a big deal. Chip up and down, make a birdie. That's what I needed. I needed a birdie on a par 5. This is the next par 5. And so I'm here. I hit a great chip. I almost chipped in. I actually thought it was going to go in. I was like, oh my God, eagle? Eagle? That would have been, imagine that. I'm like literally shanking one the hole before, playing not that great, but chip it for eagle. That would have been sick. But at least it didn't go in. But we made the putt. So birdie, I'm like, oh, we're back. We're so back. Like the moment you make a birdie, it's like all your sins are forgiven. You're just vibing. It feels nice. And it was, well earned, like crushed that drive. I even, like that 8-iron I hit pretty well, like just hard to believe I'm going to pull a 9-iron from 179 or whatever it was, like 177 or something. Like, that's craziness. But, yeah, so that was really great. And, yeah, now I'm like, okay, we're back. We needed a birdie so that I could shoot 77 because that's a respectable score. And I did it. All right, let's make some pars. Let's go. So the next hole I walk up, 145. And I don't like swinging hard at a pitching wedge. It was downwind and downhill. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to pull 9, aim for the middle of the green, like just take a little bit off it, swing easy. Perfect. Pure, dead straight, right where I'm aiming. Lands, middle of the green, beauty.
Perfect.
And then I hit another terrible putt. I smash it. I'm like, okay, no worries. Just 2 putt, get out of here. You make your par, move on. Smash my first putt. Now I've got like a knee knocker 6-7 footer coming back. That was the first putt I've made all day. Was that knee knocker coming back 7 feet? What was it? Like 7 feet ish. So that was actually the first putt I made all day. Right after I made that birdie, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm actually good at this game. Which you should never think that, because the moment you start thinking that, you're gonna shank a driver. So, well, the next hole, I pull up my driver again, crank it again, like
Yes,
pure,
there we
the
go.
exact same shot, just this high, beautiful little fade, perfect down there. Now I'm 106. Pull out my 52
Boom.
degree. Like I hit another one, like it was like 306 yards or something, or like 310 or something crazy. So now I'm 106. Pull out my 52 degree. Again, same idea. The pin was in the middle of the green, so this one made it easy. Just aim at the middle, hit your shot. So I hit my 52 degree, nice and smooth. Ended up being like 8 feet left of the pin. Like hit a really good shot. Really happy. I was really happy with
10
it.
feet. Let's go.
And I got an uphill putt to the pin. I'm like, oh, this is like, I was like, this is birdie material right here. And then I hit another terrible putt, pull it up the line, miss by a landslide, hit it so hard. I'm like 4 feet, 5 feet past the pin. And now I've got this, not a gimme. Like I can't just like pick this one up. Like I was like 5 feet with a downhill slider when I had just like a harder putt than the birdie putt I just had. And thank goodness I actually like again made another putt. That was a really nice like that might have been a better putt than the one before. So we made it. So I get out with a par. I I save par when I'm 8 feet away with birdie. So, but I'll take it. And then we get to the next hole, 17. I'm like, okay, we're getting close. We're on pace right now. Pull out driver. Crush it again. Just pure smoke right down the middle. This one was a beast. Like this one was probably the best one of the day. I like hit it so far. I almost couldn't drive my cart up to the green. Like I need to go play the back tees. Like I was playing the blues, which is 6,400 yards, which is a respectable distance, I would say. And then the tips are a 71, so it's a big jump. I wish there was like a 68. That'd be really nice because then this time of year you can go out and play the 68 and not get your ass kicked. Like 71, like I'm not against. Like I'll go play a 71. Listen, I'm a player. Okay, I'll go play 71, 100 yards. But the Blues are a respectable yardage. Okay, don't judge me for playing the Blues. But basically, I hit this drive so far, I was 20 yards short of the green. I almost couldn't even get my cart to my ball because it was like, don't get any closer to the hole or to the green. So, not a big deal. But again, I'm in this weird distance. I'm like 70. It said I was 79 yards to the pin. Like the pin was way at the back. This is a big green. So it was like, it's on the 60 degree. I'm like, okay, well, you don't want to go long. You don't want to airmail the green here because then you're really screwed.
Get back there.
And I just don't know the feel for that yardage yet.
That 45.
Right now this year. So I need to go.
I just don't have
work
this
on the short
yardage
game.
yet. I gotta go to the.
Yeah. So like I hit what I thought was a really good shot. Like it was a pure strike. It did what my swing wanted it to do. Like it wasn't a mishit. It was just misjudged by me. Like I was way short. I was like 30 feet away. Like it was not a great chip. And now I'm sweating for a 2-putt. I couldn't be making this more hard on myself. Like I'm in like prime positions and I'm like out here sweating. Like this was like the hardest 77 of all time. Like I'm out here shanking golf balls, hitting my wedge from 60 yards to 30 feet, like where I got a sweat for the 2-putt. Thankfully I did 2-putt. Big. So, okay, 18th hole, par 5. Beautiful. Now, 1 to go. If we make a par here, we hit our goal. Like it was a rough middle section of the round, but let's finish strong here. Driver. And I pull it. Not bad. Maybe a little anticlimactic there with the pause, but it wasn't crushed like the other ones. I hit it okay. I just pulled it down the line, as I said I had been doing.
No.
The scary thing about down the line is there are ponds over there. So you know the pond that I hit
lucky
over?
Me. Playing the wind today.
Like I sliced it so far that I went on the other side of the pond. So that's on the 9th hole, and this is the 18th hole. So I almost hit it in the pond that I missed last time, but we didn't. There's like a more like it's a little more open over there, and you have to hit it really far, and it was into the wind, and I didn't hit it that bad. So we were okay. Like I was now it was 220 into the wind with a front pin, and it's 250 to the back of the green where there's sort of a backstop, a big hill at the back of the green. And so I was actually going to hit a 3-iron because I was actually kind of scared of pulling out my 3-wood into the wind but it only being 220 to the pin, I was like, well, it's actually a smarter call to pull the 3-wood because in this case, long is safe and short. There's a bunker, there's water, short left, like there's trees on the right, short. So I can take all that out of play as long as I don't shank my 3-wood. And I've been known to shank my 3-wood. And those aren't good thoughts to have right before you hit a golf shot. But in my head, I'm like, no, you know what? This is actually makes sense. Like, this is the right club. And so the moment in your head, if you ever have the thought, this is the right club, you just pull it. You just pull it. As I said, remember at the beginning, I was like, delusional confidence. That's what this was with this 3-wood. Even though I've known in my whole mind that my 3-wood scares me a bit right now. But I hit this beautiful, low, not ballooning, but this like low driving and rising 3-wood right at the pin. I was like, ooh, that is so nice. Like, it looked so nice. It was just like right at it. I was like, oh, maybe I am good at this game. And yeah, it landed right beside the hole. Like, I thought the pin was at the back of the green, but the pin was actually at the front of the green. It's hard to tell. I'm 220 out, right? It's hard to exactly tell. And I landed right beside the pin and then rolled out to the back. And I thought the pin was at the back. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm close. Like, I'm like 10, 20, 30 feet or 10, like 15 feet away. Like, I thought I was going to be having a good look at eagle here. I was like, oh, that's so big. So now this is probably the hardest putt maybe in the course. Like, this is, when I say it's sloping down, like, it is downhill. It is downhill from where I am to where the pin is. And I know this. Like, I've played this golf course before. In my head, I'm like, this is a crazy slope. Don't hit it too hard. But then in my head, I also go, oh, but don't hit it too soft because then your second putt will also be downhill. So now I'm like, what am I doing? So don't hit it too soft. Don't hit it too hard. But what's worse? In my head, what's worse? Hitting it too soft is worse. Because if your second putt is also coming down this hill, like, that's a hard putt. And then the next one could be hard. So I hit it way too hard. Like, even for, like, in my head, like, error to hitting it too hard, I hit it like 15 feet past the hole. Like, not even close. Like, a terrible judgment. And now I'm going back up the hill, and I think, okay, well, now, again, I'm like, well, now this is for birdie. Don't leave it short. Like, I'm playing mental gymnastics in my head. So I'm like, okay, well, now don't hit it too short. Because if you hit it too short, you just left a birdie putt short, which is like illegal. So I hit it way too hard, and I pulled it like another bad putt. Like, I need to go practice my putting. Like, this was not a good showing. So I pull it terribly, and I hit it way too hard. And so I'm now in a very similar position that I was in like 2 holes before, where I have this like sketchy downhill slider. But now, instead of it being like a 3-putt potential, I was about to like 4-putt. I'm like, you can't grind this round out. Make it to your number. Like, 77 was my number, and I picked that number on the 12th hole. I was like, you can shoot 77 today, okay? Focus. And I was here. I was on the doorstep. And was I about to a 4-putt for bogey? Like, that would have been devastating. And so I didn't. I made the putt. It was straight. It was down the hill, but it was no worries. So I 3-putted for par, and there was my second 3-putt of the day. And listen, I'm not going to lie, standing over that putt, the first putt, from there, 3-putt isn't actually that bad. Like, it is a very hard putt from there. So 3-putting for par from there, obviously you don't like it, but I wasn't too upset about it. 4-putting, on the other hand, that would have been pretty tough. That would have hurt my soul, but we didn't. So there you go. There's a 38 on the back for a 77 in total. And I don't know if this was a good 77 or a bad 77. It felt pretty bad for a little while there. Like, when your driver is wild, like, you don't know where it's going, it's tough. It feels bad. That's a 77. I hope you enjoyed. if you learned anything from my nonsense ramblings, I'm glad. If you have any questions about why I'm so good and why I'm so bad and I shanked one today, just let me know. And I will be happy to give you tips or tricks or anything else. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Have fun making birdies out there. Birdies and bros, birdies and brothers. Nicholas and I are birdies and brothers. Nice.